Chris Chinnock here for the 8K monitor. I'm in the VNova booth. I'm talking to a company called PresenZ. They make volumetric movies and just had a very nice demonstration of what they're doing with volumetric capture. So the idea here is that they can take a VR movie that normally has 3 degrees of freedom and turn it into a movie that has 6 degrees of freedom. So in a typical VR movie or any VR content, you've got 1 or 2 camera views that have very narrow vision. What PresenZ does is create a view box instead of a viewport, and they do this by working with the original CG content and doing a very complex point cloud computation within this the volume that's of this animation. That's a very heavy piece of data and has historically been a little bit difficult to render, but now they've been working with VNova and the LCEVC codec to compress that significantly, which allows this now to be streamed on a normal sized PC. Here's the PC that this is running off down here. Content of this sort would normally be in the 50 to 60 megabits per data rate for an 8K video frame that's hosted in the cloud. With LCEVC, they can get that down to 25 to 30 megabits or so. So really kind of brings us more into a mainstream situation. And in the demo, which you can kind of see on the screen here, it was very, very big difference the way you could view the content. The 3DOF content gives that very limited point of view. You can't see around objects. But when you create the point cloud, you have all this information of occlusions, and it creates a much more immersive experience. So if you move actually back out of the viewport a little bit here, all of a sudden you can start to see, there you see, now you can see that here's this viewport, this view box, I should say, very well defined. And that's how they create this image. And if you move back into this viewport, now you're back in the whole environment. And it has a 360 degree view here, but it's a view box, not a viewport. Big difference in the way they do this. So very cool technology from PresenZ. This is Chris Chinnock for the 8K monitor.